Okay, can you hear me now, guys? Can you hear me now? Let me know if you can hear me. This is really strange. Let me know if you can hear me. Strange, strange, strange. Let me know. Okay. Oh, brilliant. My goodness. Guess what? I got myself a brand new headset, and obviously sometimes, you know, when you start up with something new, you have to change the settings and all that. Okay, fine. So thank you, Rafat, and thanks to Jerry. You know, you have done some great job today. So let's go. I mean, let's basically, yeah. Thank you, Rafat. Rafat, let me know where you are trading from. Let me know where you're viewing from. Okay, so let's now go to the chart. Let's go back to the chart. You know, like I was saying, this is GJ, as we otherwise know it, you know, pound JPY. Now, you know, over the last many weeks, you know, we see that JPY has been weak, the Japanese yen has been weak, which basically means a lot of pairs that have the JPY in them have been pushing up. Like we have on here now, we have a pound JPY, you know, pound being the base pair, and JPY being the other, sorry, pound being the base currency, and the JPY being the other currency. You know, if you were to check CAD JPY, Euro JPY, Aussie dollar JPY, you'll see that they are pushing up powerfully. And that's what's happening here with GJ. This is the 4-hour time frame. You know, so let's just have a look at how we can get into this. You know, so what I basically, you know, did was put a thick yellow line here, showing where, you know, the last area of resistance was. I believe it has now become support. I mean, if you were to go back, you will see you will have to go way back before you find any sort of resistance in that area. But we see here, I mean, this is where we are now. If we look left, we see there was some sort of resistance there, you know, but the price has broken above that. And, you know, it's now, you know, trying to pull back a bit before continuing up. I believe that's what's happening. You know, so what we are, you know, okay, let me just let my guys know. Let me tell my guys in the Telegram group that we are back on now with some audio. Okay. Okay, let's go. Okay, so basically, you know, what we are having currently, Akinola says the sound is not coming on. I thought the sound was back on now. Kindly confirm if the sound is back on now, if you can hear me, Akinola. Or Rafat, if you're still there, kindly let me know. You know, someone says the sound is not on. Someone says the sound is not coming through, unless that is, you know, a late response. Okay, I'll just carry on anyway, but do let me know, guys. Still kindly confirm if you can hear me. Do confirm if you can hear my voice. Okay, so basically, this is pound JPY, as you can see at the top there, pound JPY. Now you can see there has been a pullback in the last 4 hours, but we can see it has thrown a wick at the bottom. It has formed a wick at the bottom, which suggests to me that it's wanting to push up. Now, obviously, before the close of this 4-hour candle, it's still going to be yet another 1 hour, 40 minutes or so, but I believe it's going to continue back up. So let's just go to the lower time frame. Let's check the 1 hour time frame. Let's see. Okay. Now we see there was a bearish engulfing candle here, but even then, guys, I would say to take this as a long of 4 hours. Let's see that something that's going to happen. We would know for sure if this is going to be going down or up, in the next 1.5 hours or so. So I would say let's wait for that. Let's try the 15 minutes anyway. Yeah, so we can see what's going on here. We can see what's going on there. Okay, thanks, Rafat. Rafat says he can hear me, so I'm sure Akinola was responding, was giving me a late response. Anyway, thank you all. So let's carry on. So I would say, guys, let's wait for this, to form. Like I said, if you are in the Telegram group, I gave a signal yesterday on USD CHF for a buy. It's currently doing well. I know some of you would have missed it because it was a buy limit order, and it did not trigger. Now, I entered early because I'm trading with a reasonably large account, and I'm okay with the pullback. As a matter of fact, what I was hoping is if I got a pullback, I would then, I would get in some more. So also we find the Euro JPY. I did not post that, but I was waiting for a reasonable pullback before posting it. I didn't want to post two trades and have people jump in and obviously, take a hit. I wanted a proper pullback. But let's go to JPY. Well, let's go to JPY. I am currently about 70 pips on Euro JPY and about 40 pips on USD CHF. Okay, so that's what we have here. Let's check some other pairs. If there's any pair you want us to look at, kindly post it in the chat. Let's look at it. I haven't actually checked today if there's any news for the day. So let me quickly check my Forex factory. Okay, there isn't much news today other than well, there was a red folder event that has to do with Aussie dollar. However, that is over now, so that is not so much what will be our focus. Now, there is a harmonic pattern. Let me quickly show you. Let's go back to that. There is this harmonic pattern which I have posted here. There is this harmonic pattern, and with harmonic patterns, we tend to get in at D, which is the PRZ, the price reversal zone. Some would call it potential reversal zone. That's where we will be looking to get in. But I would say not to get in this trade yet. Just in case you missed it the first time. Let's go to a lower time frame and we will look for a good opportunity to jump in. Now, if you go to the 1 hour, I would say, guys, if you're going to be jumping in this trade, I'm going to be posting this. I'm going to be posting it in the Telegram group, so that obviously you can have a close look at it. So what I would say, guys, if you get on your 1 hour time frame, on your 1 hour chart, when you begin to think of getting in is when it breaks above this last candle, red candle. Let's do this. Now, this is usually where we would enter. But this time, I would say, since we've got it, the price has pushed above there, let's look to get in. If price closes above, this this yellow broken lines. Now, I trade with harmonic patterns. I obviously post that a lot in the Telegram group. However, I also trade, using chart patterns and candlestick patterns and all that. And of course, indicate, well, moving averages, I would say, moving averages, not so much any and every indicator, but moving averages. So here now, as we have it, is the bullish bat pattern, a harmonic pattern, and this would have been the best place to get in. But being that we've missed that, the next best place would be when price breaks, not just break, but when price closes above these broken yellow lines. Let's make this red. Take note that this is a red line, and that is basically, the end of the stop loss area. You don't want to be getting into the trade just here for a buy if the price goes below here. This thick yellow line is where we ought to have entered, but this is the next entry now. As a matter of fact, let me make this a broken line as well, because those that follow me know that the yellow broken lines are basically areas where I would have wanted to get in the trade. We missed this one, so this is going to be the next one. The price closes. So let's move on. Let's move on to other pairs. This is pound JPY. This one is, as you can see here, pound Aussie dollar. Okay. So let's see what other pair we can find. Let's look for pound. Now, you might think I'm just focusing on pound pair. So you know what? Let's check the pair for which I gave a signal yesterday, USD CHF. USD CHF. Now, USD CHF is definitely pushing up. No doubt about that. It is pushing up powerfully. Let's see how we're going to trade it. Let's see how we're going to trade it, guys. Okay, hi Akinola. The pair, we are switching between pairs. I mean, we are moving from pair to pair. But if you can see the top left corner, it will show you what pair it is. I know, it would be good to have a watermark in there. So I will do that for next time. Have a watermark in there. Let's see. Let's see if I can remember how to put the watermark in there. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So hopefully you can see that now. It shows us the pair. You can see the watermark in the USD CHF. Okay, so price broke above. I would say that would be let's go to the higher time frame first, guys. Let's start with the higher time frame. Okay. So, I mean, you can see where price is now. It's basically an area is coming up against some sort of resistance. But that would not be an issue. What actually happened is that, let's make this smaller. The price was pushing up from, where it bottomed here. We can see it bottomed there, pushing up, and it pulled back. It pulled back, because I actually, did use my Fibonacci on the MT4. Like I'm sure most of us traders, we trade off the MT4. And it is the case that price basically came back to the golden zone. Now, just in case you're wondering what the golden zone is, the golden zone basically is the area between 50% retracement and 61.8. Bear with me, guys, just a minute. Let me show you some stuff here. Okay, so let's whether you are on the 4-hour time frame or the daily time frame, it was a pullback. And by that, I mean the price moved, if you say it moved from here all the way, pulled back to the golden zone, and it's now coming out of that area. So even what seems to be like some sort of resistance here, it's not going to hold the price back, because I believe it's going to go all the way, at least targeting this previous high. So let's pull out our tools. Okay, so going there, whoops. So looking at that, you can see exactly what I mean. Price, if you started from here, went all the way to that high and came to the golden zone, you can see is the area where you have the 50% pullback, and this is the 61% pullback. So a pullback obviously is when the price comes back like this. Bear with me, guys, because it's been quite a long time since I did a live stream. So I know there would always be some new folks who are trading with me for the first time and don't quite know how I do things. But so I might use terminologies which you don't quite understand. I know people there are traders on here at different levels, beginners, intermediate, and perhaps advanced. So obviously some of you would not understand even some basic terminologies, which is fine, which is understandable. We were all there at some point. But anyway, you can see the price pushed up from here, came back into this zone. Let's mark it up like that. Came back into this zone, between this 50 and 61. I started my, drawing the feed from here. Even if I started it from here, you can see it's still in the golden zone. What if we started from here? Well, it's still more or less in the golden zone. It's still, well, at least it touched the 50. Now, what tends to happen, guys, but this is not going to be valid if you take it from here or from here. Let's take it from the last swing. That's the last swing. What tends to happen, guys, I suppose this will be one of the areas you will call the education. When there's a pullback, I mean, if there has been a trend and you get a pullback, what tends to happen after a pullback is a continuation. So you could say this was the impulse move. An impulse move is a strong move in one direction. That's the simplest way I can explain that. You know, you have an impulse move, a correction, and a continuation. You know, one easy way to remember it, I call it the ICC. Impulse move, a correction. You might call it, you know, some might call it something else. I won't even call it other names now so as not to confuse issues. I want it to be that what I'm teaching here today sticks. So I won't even use all kinds of different terminologies unnecessarily. So there's an impulse move. This is an impulse move, a correction, and we're now in the continuation phase, continuation of the trend of the trend. So that's why I'm saying, you know, the price is targeting this area. Now, it's not just the Fibonacci I'm using. I'm also, you know, looking at price. I'm also looking at price action and everything else, you know, to make that decision. Okay, so okay, somebody says the composite PMI is coming up in an hour. Okay. Yes. Yes, I see that. You know, but the thing is, I'm not quite sure what platform you're checking, but I'm using the Forex Factory, and on the Forex Factory, it says it's a yellow folder event, which means it's likely not going to have much impact. However, guys, don't always necessarily go with yellow folder event and brown folder and red folder, because sometimes even a yellow folder event, which you think might not affect the price, might end up affecting the price. That's just the truth. So yes, so thank you for that, Akinola. You know, we'll definitely, you know, bear that in mind, you know, and see how it goes. But anyway, this is USD CHF on the daily time frame. So let's take off this now. Let's take off the Fibonacci 2. Let's go to a lower time frame, because what we are wanting now, I mean, if you have a mega large account, if you have a mega large trading account and you don't have time, you could get in this trade. If you are one who perhaps has only once a week to look at your chart, you know, I mean, as a trader, I wouldn't suggest that. You should look at your chart, at least have a glance every day, even if you are swing trading, you know. But if you only have very limited time, you can actually enter the trade now and have a stop loss, you know, somewhere around there. But I wouldn't suggest that. You know, I'm saying that just to say how confident I am that this pair is going to be pushing up. Yes, it might have some challenge necessarily breaking above here. It might do a zigzag and all that, or consolidate, but it's going to break above, I believe, eventually. You know, so if on the other hand, you want to be cautious, fine. I would say wait for the price to break above here. So let's go to the 1 hour 1 hour chart. Yeah, I would say, you know, you might want to wait for the price to the candle to close, not just break, but to close above 0.97452. You know, obviously we have this area here. I mean, we have this area. I mean, how cautious do you want to be? You know, you could wait for it to break above here, or you might even say a previous high or a previous swing is somewhere around here. Now, if you want price to break above here first, then you've got some time to wait. You've got some 25 pips or so, for the price to move. But let's check the daily time frame again. Let's go and see by how many pips the price has moved for today. So this is the daily time frame. Price started here, it pulled back there anyway. So the price has moved by about 44 pips already today. I mean, if you check the candles, you see, an average of how many pips the price tends to move a day. Let's just take an average, for instance, from here to here, 100 pips, about 78 pips. So roughly speaking, guys, I would say, USD CHF moves by an average of maybe about 70 pips, 80 pips a day. So if now it has only done about 44 pips, which means it's still got, some moves to make today. Now it might go up there as far as there and then pull back. That we would find out later on. But let's check the lower time frame. Let's check the 15-minute. Let's see how we're going to possibly trade this. For me, really, I mean, I am already in the trade already, but I would say if you're looking to get in this trade, wait for it to break above this thick yellow line, which is 0.97452, and that's around when you should be looking to get in. It's never as straightforward as that. You still have to monitor it. You have to check for the price action and all. Okay, so I don't know what other pair you would want us to check, guys. What other pairs you want us to look at? Right here. Let's see what other pair we could look at. Right. So we can see this candle is pushing up, as we can see here, it's pushing up. One thing you should get used to as a trader is to be able to know, areas of support and resistance, or key levels, where the price is likely going to retrace back to, or in this case, as it is pushing up, meet with resistance. So that's an area of possible resistance, and if you were to go back down, that's an area of, a support level. So from here, where the price is now to support is about 20 pips. So I mean, I would say, if anything, if anybody's going to get in the trade here, this is the 15-minute time frame. Run about here is where to place your support, really, if you want to play it safe, if you want to give the market room to move. Okay, so we have looked at GJ. Okay. Even as Akinola has mentioned, there is the PMI, coming out in about an hour, or just under an hour. So I would say let's hold back on GJ. let's hold back on GJ so we don't get taken out of our trade unnecessarily. So let's look at another pair. Let's check. Let's check the DAX. Let's check the DAX, guys. For those who trade indices. Now, about 3 European countries yet were having their bank holiday yesterday, so that did not affect the price at all. I mean, because if you look at Euro JPY, you will see that the price was not affected yesterday. Let me quickly show you that. The price was not affected yesterday at all. Let's do this. Okay, let's do that first. So you can see Euro JPY. This is let's go with the 1 hour time frame first. So you can see this is like today. But let's go to yesterday daily. So you can see the bank holiday in Europe did not affect the price yesterday because it's still pushed up by about how many pips? It's still dealing 100 pips on Euro JPY. And I would say nevertheless that was largely because of the weakness of the Japanese yen. The Japanese yen, the weakness of the Japanese yen was just pushing prices up. And like I said a while ago, just look at this. Just look at this. In the last how many days, the price has just been going up like that. In the last over two weeks or so, the price has just been pushing up. Anyway, let's go back to the DAX. For those who trade indices, I love trading indices. Okay, so that's the daily. Let's see where price is at. Okay. Right, yo. Let's just check feeds out a bit. Okay, I'm not quite liking the setup there. I'm not quite liking the price action there. Yeah, I would say, the DAX seems to be undecided as to where it wants to go. So we can see here the daily. This is basically what we call a harami. This is what we call a harami for those who understand candlestick patterns. This is, let's take this off. This is, if you like, the mother candle. The mother candle with today's candle being the baby. So this candle is pregnant with this baby. I would say, to wait for it to break above, at least above here or below here before getting in the trade. That is one of the ways to trade a harami. So yeah, the market is not decided yet on this pair, on this chart. So I won't be so much trading it just yet. Well, the JPY, I mean, Rafat is asking if the JPY is going to get strong soon. Now, the fact is, I will be looking at key levels. I'll be looking at areas of support and resistance, to identify, when it's likely going to reverse. Guess what? I had an electrician come to my house some days ago, and he said he used to trade Forex. So it was good. We kind of like had some good chat. And one of the questions he was asking, am I a fundamental trader or a technical trader? By technical, obviously, he means, do I, take my trades mainly by just looking at charts? And I told him, yes, I would say I'm more of a technical trader, and I went on to explain to him that, when there are fundamentals, when you have news, macroeconomic, factors and all that, they determine where the price will go. So there are some news events or some fundamental, events that basically, affect the price for a day or some days. There are other fundamental events which affect the market for some days, weeks, maybe even months. I mean, we think of, when we had issues, the COVID issue, when we had, well, even during the start of the Russian-Ukraine war, that basically affected the market it affected the market, seriously, I would say, for some weeks. It did. And that is an example of fundamental news or macroeconomic, factors that affect the market, for days and weeks. So I told the electrician, I am more of a technical trader because I look at the charts, chart patterns and, candlestick patterns and all of that, and decide where to go. I obviously, that dictates my bias. That is not to say that I am not bothered with what's going on in the world and how it's likely to affect the market. I am very aware. But what I'm saying is not very many factors necessarily affect the market for a long-term period. Now, even if they do, at least you know what's going on. You know the score. So if, like during the start of the Russian-Ukraine war, the price of gold was going up. Oh yes, I mean, if you could just check it, the price of gold was going up. I knew when Russia first moved into Ukraine. Well, they don't want to call it an invasion. When they first moved into Ukraine, I knew straight away, and I alerted the guys in Telegram that gold was going to begin to go up. And yes, true to that, for weeks, gold was pushing up powerfully. Guess what? I had a bias. I was only buying. Even when it pulled back, I did not jump in those trades. I was waiting for it to continue pushing up. So in a sense, fundamentals are important if you know how long it's likely going to be for, therefore, how long it's likely going to affect the market. But if it's just, some sporadic news that comes up, that only maybe when Trump was in power, he just tweets something and the price pushes up on gold or on the dollar or down, there's nothing much you can do about that, because you were not expecting it, or at least even if the market goes against you, in a day or two, it will correct itself and you'll be strong again, to trade profitably. So with JPY, coming back to your question, with JPY, I would say for us to, look at key levels on different charts. And to be honest with you, because I just returned from my trip, my holidays, it is the case that I've not quite followed some fundamentals. So I'm not quite sure why JPY is weak. Put it that way. I'm not quite sure why I'm not quite sure why JPY is currently weak. I suppose that's a homework for all of us. Let's go check and see why JPY is weak. And obviously that will give us an idea of how strong, it will be, or when it's going to start getting stronger. Okay, so this is the DAX. Let's go back to, okay. So we're seeing here USD CHF is breaking above that area now, which is a good sign. You know, because like I say, I am bullish on USD CHF. I am bullish on USD CHF. I am bullish on USD CHF. Sorry guys, if you missed that USD CHF trade, you know, because yesterday in the Telegram group, I posted a buy limit signal for that, you know, saying that you should set your limit order at 96715. Let me see that. 96. Let's use this. 96715. But unfortunately, the price did not. Oh, yeah. I mean, unfortunately, the price did not come that low. It didn't pull back for us. The price did not come back here. You know, but like I say, you know, we're going to wait for another opportunity to get in, because the price is going to pull back at some point, and we're going to wait for that opportunity to get back in. Because if you look at this, USD CHF, look at this, guys. I mean, this is the daily time frame. This is where we are now. And if you look left, you can see it's all clean traffic. All clean traffic, which means the price still has way to go. Now, even if you were to target this candle from where the price is now all the way here, it means you still have at least 100 pips or so to go. If you were to go here and here, we're looking at least 270 pips to go. So there's still a long way for the price to go. You just have to wait for the right opportunity, you know, before jumping in the trade. You know, that's why I said, you know, even if you decide to enter the trade, you basically just place your stop loss where and expect and just leave it. If you're okay with, you know, if you're okay with being in the trade for quite a while. Okay, guys, so what pair would you want us to look at? What pair would you want us to trade? I'm just moving my stop loss to make sure I get the best out of my trade, which I'm currently in. Okay, guys, you know, endeavor to give me a like, hit the like button for me if you haven't done so. If you have done it once, don't do it again, or else that would unlike it. But if you have not liked, hit the like button for me and subscribe to the channel. Actually, I did post the Telegram group in there, the link to the Telegram group. You know, so do join us there. Do join us in the Telegram group. I do give some signals in there and obviously some trading tips. We asked, okay, so we can see what's going on here as well. You know, we're also watching pound Aussie dollar. And I did say that we want the price to close above this yellow line. Well, the upper yellow broken lines. And we can see the price has indeed gone above it now. The price has gone above it. We just want the price to close above it. Now, guess what, guys? This long wick on the previous 4-hour candle gives us a clue. It gives us a clue as to what price wants to do. I mean, this is, if you like, a huge rejection of this area. You know, a huge rejection of this price point. Let's see. So you can see what I'm saying. You know, a wick of about 90 pips, a 90 pip rejection, if you like. So that tells me that yes, the price wants to most likely move up. You know, the bulls are refusing to go lower. So I would be letting you know when I'm getting into this trade, guys. You know, obviously in the Telegram group, I'll let you know when I'm getting into this trade. So we have our eye on pound AUD. We also have our eyes on USD CHF. Let's do this. Let's do this. Okay. We are not so much focusing on indices because it's not giving us a good setup just yet. Okay, let's look at some of the other pairs I tend to trade. That's Euro Aussie dollar. Okay. Right here. I mean, if we look at this, I mean, this is the 4-hour, you know, if we look at this, we'll see price, you know, kind of like struggling in these areas. The price went up, tried coming down here, it couldn't, went back up again, it couldn't. And, you know, so we see that this is a key level, an area of interest. You know, you want price to either break above here or below before, you know, taking a trade. Let's go to the 1-hour. Yeah, definitely. We want price to, you know, either move up for us to buy or down for a sell. Okay, so let's look at Euro New Zealand. They are sisters, and the brother and sister, Euro Aussie and Euro New Zealand. Okay. Right here. This is Euro New Zealand. Let's start from the daily. Okay. Now this is the daily time frame. We're looking at a possible resistance around there. Let's check the lower time frames. You can see a nice W pattern here. Now, price is most likely going to get there. That's obviously what we're looking at. But are we okay to jump in this trade? This is the 15-minute now. Now, the thing is, because we have a possible some area of resistance there, I won't exactly be jumping in this trade just yet. Maybe not today. I suppose I'll be more comfortable. Let's go back to the daily. I'll be more comfortable selling. I'll be more comfortable selling it as opposed to buying. This where price is now could end up closing run about here today on the pullback. So it might end up closing somewhere around here. It might pull back by about 60 pips, 50 pips today. So let's just be mindful of that. You know what? Let's throw in the moving average. Let's throw in a moving average. Guys, the moving average gives you an idea. Gives you an idea of it gives you an idea of when to jump in a trade. One of the ways of knowing that's if you don't quite understand price action much, one of the ways of knowing when the price is going to be going in a certain direction is to see if the price is breaking above or below maybe the 10 EMA, sorry, the 10 SMA. Well, EMA, SMA, you would know. So this, for instance, being the daily, this is where price is now. If you're going to be, taking the trade later on today, I wouldn't, obviously, looking at the daily is not exactly where to stop. You could start with that. If you go to the 15, say the 15 chart, the 15 time frame, 15-minute time frame, you would know if when this price is going to be going down, if it starts to close below the 15. Now, think of it, we still have a whole day ahead of us. If you think of 15-minute candles, 15-minute periods, it could happen in the next, who knows, in the next 3 hours, whereby this price could close below here, preparing for a drop. But anyway, that's just one of the ways in which you could learn how to trade using moving averages. Now, some people will say, no, price action is what it is. Price tells me everything. Well, yes, but it is the case that a lot of people who don't quite understand price action, when they are starting off, indicators is what they use, and a good one to use is the moving average. And to be honest with you, I still use the moving average even many years after, or many years of trading. I still use moving averages, and it works fine for me. So no qualms there, no qualms about using moving averages and all that, or whatever indicator you specialize in. So like I say, I believe the price is going to meet with some resistance here. I don't think it's going to go much further. So I'll rather be looking to sell for today rather than buying. You know, like I checked, like I did say, you know, on the daily time frame a while ago, I believe the price could definitely do a 50 or 60 pip drop today, you know, to somewhere around here. You know, so I would say to keep an eye on it. Let's go to the 5-minute time frame. You can see on the 5-minute time frame, it's already like closing below it. It's already closing below it. And I get the feeling I'm going to be scalping this. I'm sure I'll be taking a trade on this, you know, within the hour myself. You know, but obviously we would have closed on the Zoom session. But if I am getting in the trade, guys, if I'm getting in, that's the beautiful thing. Whenever we have a live trading session like this, you know, I would most likely, well, almost definitely, you know, post in the Telegram group to let you know when I'm jumping into trades. So guys, if you want to be able to get some free signals and follow us to see what I'm doing, then obviously you want to join the Telegram group and you know, get the best of it. Okay, I mean, so there isn't any trade that we are particularly that is ready to go. We are watching this Euro New Zealand. Okay, this one is looking good, isn't it? This is the 4-hour time frame. You know, so we still have about maybe 1 hour, well, less than an hour to go on this. This is the 4-hour candle. If it closes above here, I would most likely jump in, guys. I will most likely jump in for a buy. Oh, okay. There's some kind of rejecting that area there. This is Euro, this is USD CHF rejecting that area. You see, so you see, you know, when you do your analysis and you mark out your chart and all that, and things begin to play out as perhaps you anticipated, you know, it's a confirmation that yes, you were right. Now I marked that area as an area of resistance. Price broke above it, but guess what happened now? Guess what's happening? The price broke above it and it's pushing right back down. You know, so which means that is a valid area of resistance. You know, but I believe it's just a pullback. It's going to be going back up. Okay, guys. I mean, I would leave it here for today. I mean, you know, it's we've been here for perhaps, well, we've been here for at least 1.5 hours. You know, we haven't found any trade, but that's the way it is in trading. We don't force trades. We see the setups, we wait for price to come to where we want them to come to before we jump in. You know, but hey, that's what makes us profitable traders, guys. Profitable traders. I would endeavor to be back next week Tuesday, because Tuesdays is when I tend to have my live sessions on YouTube. You know, Tuesday, obviously London session, and I'm sure you will gain a thing or two, even if you do not so much find a trade to jump into with me. Sometimes we find trades, sometimes we don't. You would most likely learn a thing or two. I can tell you that. So guys, have a nice trading week. And, you know, I'm looking for more signals, more trade ideas to post in the Telegram group for today and throughout the week. Guess what? Let's make this a bonanza week. A bonanza week for me is a week when I give a lot of trade signals for free. We have a VIP group. We have the free group, which I've posted the link to there. But we also have a VIP group for the paid members. But let's make this a bonanza week and let's see how many trades we can find. Have a profitable trading week, guys, and God bless.